Warrior families, Mrs. Dial here. Wanted to send out an update. Many of you have had a lot of questions on what Tele-Learning is going to look like if you have registered for that. So we are still waiting for Lake County and the state to approve our final reopening plan that included the option for Tele-Learning. But we do know a lot of things and have a lot of things in place. So I want to be as open with you as I can and go ahead and share with you what we do know at this time, knowing that during this day and age, things change from a day-to-day basis. But I do want to share with you where we are right now. And I want to start with, and this is specifically information for people who have signed up for Tele-Learning. So I do want to start with the importance of accelerating learning. I'm going to move myself out of the way to kind of show you this graph as much as I can. We know as educators that about 26% of the skills that students learn in school, the focus skills and standards, the things that we really hone in on, can help our students master about 74% of the content that they need in school. We call it kind of the 80-20 rule. So about 20% of the most important things that we learn can help us with about 80% of the content. So along those lines, we know that not every standard, not every skill is as important as the other. Some are weighted, some are much more important. So the first thing we've done, and this is for in-person and especially for Tele-Learning, is to identify what are the focus skills in each grade level. What is the new learning that it is essential to master in order to underpin the rest of the learning for that school year? So we have this graph from Renaissance Learning, which is who produces our STAR reading and STAR math test, Freckle, the online intervention and individual personalized learning platform that we use a lot of times. And so they're a great partner for us, and they have helped identify across the grade levels focus skills. So if you look at this graph with me for a minute, you'll see in our primary grades, K1, 2, most of the new focus skills that students are mastering are in reading. And these are the math, the blue are the math. So we see really this large focus in our early grades on reading. And then when you come up to middle school, you start seeing a little bit of a shift from the new learning being from reading into math. In middle school, especially that 7th grade math. We know that that's one of our most challenging classes. And so it will demand a lot of attention and extra time to master those standards because a lot of those standards are new standards. And for those kids who are enrolled in algebra, then we know that that's what this looks like because that's a 9th grade math class in the state of Florida. So this is very specific to Florida. So it kind of shows you the amount of focus skills that we need students to master in each grade level. So that is I just wanted you guys to kind of know and understand the backstory behind how we're planning to catch kids up. It is not going to be to remediate all of last year's learning and what might have been lost in quarter 4. It's going to be to focus on what are the focus skills that our students need to learn in this grade level to master and underpin their learning for this school year. So that's just a little piece of information we wanted to share with you. These are the kind of things that excite us educators. We will be sending out to all our Tele-Learning families, and I'm still in the wrong place. Let me move myself a little bit more. Student and family expectations. And so these will be things that we are going to ask you to read and discuss and make sure you have a very clear understanding of with your student and as a family. As I have shared from the beginning of introducing this option for fall, it will look very different than quarter 4. It is not no harm grading. It is an expectation that your child is working during school hours every day that school is in session. So we are asking students to agree to keep up with assignments, quizzes, and tests, to communicate with their teachers within 24 hours if there's a problem, agree to complete classwork with integrity. This is big. You're at home. You're doing this on your own. Mom and dad cannot be doing this work for you. It will not help us help you if your parents are doing the work. It will not help us help you if you are Googling any answers. And we're going to be trying to create assignments that matter, that will prevent the Googling and just being able to research things like that to make sure that we can encourage kids to have integrity to the work that they're doing. But not doing the work with integrity is not helping anyone make sure that you get what you need to master the standards for your grade level. We need students to work daily in each subject and to work and persevere until the work is done. and to spend 5 days a week in the digital courses. This is not something where you can work ahead. The state has made it very clear that the tele-learning expectations and time spent in school has to mimic a school day. So it's not going to be just modules released and letting kids work at their own pace. You need to be on time for Google Meets. That's where attendance will be taken. You will not use the class Google Meet code outside of assigned meetings with teachers. If you're collaborating with someone else, you need to use your own code. Come to your Google Meets prepared with your materials. You're going to be dressed appropriately. You must have a uniform shirt on. That will help your mindset of this is a school day. I get up, I get my uniform on, and I get ready for school. Show appropriate conduct. Your camera must be on when you're on Google Meets in Tele-Learning. Wear a uniform shirt and understanding that helps you with the school mindset. I already said that, but agree that your camera must be on. Participation is required, and understand that your grade level's normal grading policy will be followed, and we'll make sure to get those out to you as well. Family expectations, we need to know that you have access to a computer and an internet at home. Your computer should have a camera and a microphone in order for you to be successful. Each child enrolled in Tele-Learning needs to have access to their own computer and microphone and space to work. So it will be very difficult, really impossible for students to share a device for this platform of learning. So everyone should have their own. Understand that their normal grading policy will be followed. Agree to support your student success in online learning by helping them set up a study space in your home, monitoring his or her progress, which we'll show you and tell you how you can do that. Helping maintain the class schedule, so that will be delivered to you and something important that you are paying attention to every day. Understanding that this is for the fall semester. We have not been given permission by the state to offer this in the spring. We don't know what that will look like yet. It could look like a whole new school year with schedules and things being shuffled around. So we just want to be transparent and make sure that you know this is for the fall. What you have chosen is for the fall semester. And encourage your child to communicate with their instructor if there is a problem. Support your child's individual learning. Do not complete work for them. Do help model support and integrity to assignments. Discourage cheating and support a productive struggle in learning. What our kids have to master this year is not going to be easy, but there is a lot of good that can come from students struggling productively with something. We want to support and we want to scaffold where needed, but this work will not be easy, and we don't want our students to think that it's going to be easy as it was or may have looked like in quarter 4. So we want them to learn to struggle productively and overcome something. That's what we call learning here at Imagine Southlake. So please help us support that. Agree that you will communicate with your child's teacher if there's a problem, and agree to respond to your child's teacher within 48 hours of a communication. Provide uniform shirts and encourage your child to wear it on Google Meets and during the school day to help encourage that mindset of this is a school day for me. These are new routines, and we want to do everything we can to help support our warriors in developing them. And agree to contact the school support line if you have difficulty with a learning platform or technology, and that email is on the website and here isl.support@imagineschools.org. Here is a sample schedule for elementary. So this may not be the exact schedule that your child has, but you'll see their Google Meet times are kind of spread out throughout the day for different days of the week. In this sample schedule, the child would get on the Google Meet time at 8:25 for math on Tuesdays and Thursdays for that week, 9:40 on Monday, Wednesday, Friday for English language arts and integrated studies. And then they won't be on the Google Meet for that entire block of time. They'll receive a mini lesson, some instructions, some directions, and then they'll have the rest of that time block to work independently. So some of that independent work will be able to be self-paced for our students. But at any time that there's a Google Meet scheduled, they need to be on their computer with their microphone on, with their camera on, in their uniform shirt with their supplies ready to learn. Students in elementary will be given menus of activities for structured recess and PE, for specials, art, music, and STEM. And then they will have acceleration work through Freckle assigned to them on a daily basis to help build any skills that are missing. Or if your students are working ahead, it'll help differentiate that work for them as well. Additional small groups will be assigned to your students as needed by their teacher. So this is an example of a tele-learning schedule for elementary that helps mimic the same minutes as we are in school, which is a requirement by the state in order to provide this. For middle school, they will actually receive live instruction in every class period every day for a small period of time at the beginning of the period. So this would be that mimicked schedule that would help meet the minute requirements as in-person learning. They will also have their last block of the day as acceleration work on Freckle. That's independent work time. As with elementary, students will be on a Google Meet for part of the block, and then they'll have part of the block to work independently. There will be some wiggle room with that independent work for them to work it out as needed. Some may finish faster, some may need a little bit longer and may have to catch up at a different time of the day. But those Google Meet instruction times that are given by the teacher will be non-negotiable. So this is a sample. It may look a little bit different when you actually receive your schedule, but I know there's been lots of questions about what that will look like, so you can start preparing your home and your schedules and getting in the student's mindset and your mindset what their school day will look like. So it will mimic very much the same hours as in-person learning. Attendance will be taken daily for elementary. So in their first Google Meet of the day, their teacher will enter attendance. For middle school, we're required to take attendance by period. So for each Google Meet during the day, the teacher will take attendance and it will be input. For funding purposes and for the state's approval of our tele-learning plan, it is very important that our attendance is done in this manner. And so that's a non-negotiable. You must be on these Google Meets for live instruction. We must see you to take attendance. So again, if you think that this is going to look like Q4, then we really need to get you up to speed and get your mindset reset, and we need to decide if this is the right platform for you. You must be present on the Google Meet to be counted as present in school for that day. Some frequently asked questions that we've been getting that our teachers have helped prepare. Online learner is expected to attend with their camera on. A schedule will be provided for Google Meets. You do need to have your own computer, your own internet, and a camera and a microphone. And again, you'll need that for each student in your house who's doing tele-learning. People want to know, will I have a chance to collaborate with peers? We will be encouraging and expecting collaboration as appropriate and as we can provide that. We love collaboration. Tele-learning teachers will have a set time for office hours, and they'll also be accessible through email, Remind, and Google Classroom. Their workday will be similar to a workday of a teacher who's doing face-to-face from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., and they will have set office hours during that time. If your student's struggling with an online platform, use that technology support email hotline at isl.support@imagineschools.org. And then a lot of people want to know, how can I keep track? And we know that that's something that had a lot of room for improvement for us from Q4 till now. So your child's assignments for the week or for the unit will be preloaded into Jupyter. And then as they complete it, the grades will be entered in Jupyter. So you'll be able, by accessing Jupyter grades, to always see what is their current level of performance and what are assignments that may be missing and what assignments are coming up. So that will be an important thing for you to make sure that you have parent access to Jupyter. Your homeroom teachers will be giving you the information to make sure that you can log in so that you can always be looking and seeing how your child is. That's one of the things that we need you to partner well with us on to help keep on top of for the kiddos. In addition, all assignments will be posted through Google Classroom, and we'll be working on some parent tutorials for Google Classroom, for Wit and Wisdom, which will be our ELA platform, for Zern, which will be our math platform. We want to make sure that both parents and students have a library of tutorials for those learning platforms that will be available on our reopening page on our website. And lots of questions about supply lists. It is not the same for tele-learning students as in-person students. So our teachers are working through what those supply lists look like. We do, however, want to ask that all of our tele-learning students get a car tag. You still have to have your immunizations in for kinder and 7th grade. All of the open house digital forms that'll be coming out through Jupiter do need to be completed and returned. Everything else in terms of what's required for attendance at Imagine Southlake is the same. We need to have all those forms done at the beginning of the year as usual. We want to get you your car tag, right down to your student's ID. We want to go ahead and get you that information so that if there is a change in January, we're not redoing all of this stuff for our kids who are learning at home in the fall semester. So those things will need to be done. Each Tele-Learning teacher will have some supplies that we need to give you in terms of curriculum and resources that you will need to use at home. And those teachers will be in touch with when that car line pickup will be for your family to pick up what you'll need. That will probably be, I'm expecting the week of August 17th. So keep an eye on your email and communication from your child's teacher, homeroom teacher, for that information coming soon. So hopefully that's helping answer some questions. Go ahead and email us if you have more, and we'll start another FAQ document to be sharing out. We just wanted to give a brief overview. Again, I'll reinforce that this is all pending our approval from Lake County and from the state of Florida for our innovative learning environment, which is our Tele-Learning environment. And so this is what we know to be true right now. We expect that it will be approved. I do expect there will be some tweaks and a few things that change throughout the school year. We know that this plan is only as good as it is until we start school and we actually start working in it. And so we'll always be working to try to improve this as the best we can, because we know accelerating learning and providing an excellent opportunity for our warriors to learn from home is of the utmost importance to us every day. And those relationships will still be central to the work that we do every day as well. So thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful, and we will be in touch again soon, I'm sure. Thanks. Bye.